Have you ever heard the echo of a gunshot in the vast, uncharted territories of the Wild West? The sound that heralded legends and whispered tales of outlaws and renegades? Among those fabled names was one that sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls: Harvey "Kid Curry" Logan. But who was this enigmatic figure who rode through the annals of history with a bandana-masked face and a life shrouded in infamy? Today, we peel back the layers of mystery surrounding Kid Curry, a man as notorious for his cunning escapes as he was for his deadly marksmanship. Born in 1867 to a family of poor ranchers in Missouri, Harvey Logan's life was set against a backdrop of civil unrest and the lingering chaos of the Civil War. The young Harvey would soon leave the trials of farm life for the adrenaline-fueled existence of an outlaw. With each heist and escape, Logan's legend grew until he was feared as the most unpredictable and dangerous member of the infamous Wild Bunch gang. Logan's words were as sharp as his trigger finger. "I never killed a man who didn't need killing," he was quoted as saying. This chilling rationale for his actions became a chilling mantra for an era where lawlessness was a survival instinct. It wasn't just bravado. It reflected the harsh reality of the times and the mindset of a man who saw violence as a necessary tool for justice and survival. If you're fascinated by the wild tales of Harvey Logan, don't forget to subscribe to Quote Almanac. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the life of a man who was more than just an outlaw. He was a living legend. While many criminals of his day lived in the shadows, Logan stepped into the limelight with daring deeds. He was reputed to have been part of the longest string of successful train and bank robberies in American history. It wasn't just the act of robbery that made him stand out. It was the brazen nature of his crimes and the meticulous planning that went into them. Each heist was a masterclass in outlaw ingenuity, from the use of dynamite to blow safes to the legendary getaway on horseback, leaving lawmen trailing in the dust. Harvey's life was a tumultuous journey, marked by personal tragedies and a world that was rapidly changing around him. He witnessed the dying embers of the frontier era and the onset of a new century that had no place for men like him. His relentless pursuit by lawmen, betrayal by associates, and the constant pressure of living on the run took its toll on him. Yet, despite this, Logan never lost his nerve, nor did he ever betray the fierce independence that defined his life. The tales of his escapades are the stuff of Wild West legend. From holding up the Great Northern Train to escaping from a Knoxville prison by dynamiting his cell wall, Logan's life was a cinematic adventure long before movies were even a glint in Hollywood's eye. But it wasn't all glamour. The harsh realities of living outside the law meant constant danger, and for Logan, it would eventually lead to a dramatic and controversial end. But what drove a man to become Kid Curry, the alias that would resonate with both fear and awe across the plains? The path that led Harvey Logan to infamy was a winding one, often obscured by the dust of his own restless travels. His early life was tinged with loss and hardship. By his teenage years, Harvey had witnessed the deaths of both parents, an event that many say hurtled him towards his destiny as an outlaw. Left to fend for themselves, the Logan siblings were thrust into a life of survival by any means necessary. Logan's criminal career began not with a bang, but with a simmering resentment against those who he felt wronged him and his kin. His first brush with the law was over a land dispute, a common spark for violence in the untamed territories of the time. From there, Logan's reputation grew, with each crime adding to the legend of Kid Curry. He became associated with other notorious figures, such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and together, they formed a brotherhood bound by the thrill of the chase and the clinking of stolen gold. Life in a gang brought Harvey Logan a sense of belonging that his fractured early life had denied him. The camaraderie of fellow outlaws, the adrenaline of the chase, and the spoils of their heists filled the void of his lost family. But it was not just the companionship or the wealth that drew Logan deeper into this life. He had a natural talent for strategy and an unflinching nerve that made him an invaluable member of the Wild Bunch. Stick around as we unravel how Logan's sharp mind and quicker draw became the linchpin in some of the most daring heists the West ever saw. Are you entranced by the allure of the outlaw life? Remember to subscribe to Quote Almanac for more spellbinding tales from the pages of history. Beyond his life of crime, what do we really know about Harvey Logan, the man, not the myth? He was known to be fiercely loyal to his friends, a trait that garnered him respect even among those who sought to capture him. Despite his hardened exterior, there were tales of Logan's unexpected acts of kindness, moments when the man overshadowed the outlaw. It's said he once returned to a crime scene just to retrieve a photograph of a loved one he had dropped, a risky move that showed a sliver of the humanity beneath his rugged facade. To understand Logan, we must attempt to understand the psychology of an outlaw. It's a mindset crafted from a mix of defiance, desperation, and the raw instinct to rebel against the constraints of a society that had little to offer him. In Logan's quotes and actions, we glimpse a man who lived by his own code. He was not an anarchist for the sake of chaos. Rather, he sought to take control of his life in a world where he felt control was an illusion promised only to the rich and powerful. The legacy of Harvey "Kid" Curry Logan stretches beyond his life and into the fabric of American history. He left behind a legacy that challenged the myth of the noble outlaw, presenting a more nuanced and honest portrait of what it meant to live outside the law. His life story has inspired books, films, and folklore, often romanticized, but always captivating. Yet, fame and infamy often come with a price. For Logan, that price was a relentless pursuit by Pinkerton detectives and lawmen, leading to a life constantly on the move. The constant stress and the bounty on his head made trust a luxury he could seldom afford. This nomadic existence was punctuated by moments of intense violence, which left a trail of bodies and a growing list of crimes attributed to him. Some he committed, and others he did not. Logan's end was as controversial as his life. After a final dramatic shootout with lawmen, he was cornered, wounded, and facing capture. It was here that Logan, true to his nature, took control of his fate. Rather than surrender, he chose to end his own life, a final act of defiance that sealed his legend. As we reflect on the life and times of Harvey "Kid" Curry Logan, we're reminded of the tumultuous era that shaped him. His story is a tapestry woven from threads of tragedy, rebellion, loyalty, and an indomitable will. He rode through life fast and hard, leaving behind a legacy that still captures the imagination today. As the sun sets on our tale of Harvey "Kid" Curry Logan, we're reminded of the complex tapestry of the American West. A time of outlaws and lawmen, of rapid change and timeless stories. Logan's life, filled with thrilling heists, dramatic escapes, and an untamable spirit, has been etched into the bedrock of American folklore. If you enjoyed this journey back to the days of the Wild West, please like this video and subscribe to Quote Almanac for more stories that bring history to life. Remember, the past is a puzzle, and each piece tells a story.